Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning, guys. I am here to provide you with some awesome stuff about the individuation process. We're learning about manifestation. So we're keeping that focus now pretty tight. Okay, so here it goes. I am your hosted curator. I'm just going to go through a few things with you, but respecting your time, I'm here setting a clock, looking at my screen for 15 minutes. Okay, there it is on the court. So we are playing for what now? What would you like? This is the method that maybe you are familiar with because you watched the show last Monday. You learned about how I like to throw things. And you also understood that this is a very, very worthwhile opportunity right here and now, and being present to the now and the now and the nowness, and how discombobulating it can be going through it for a certain amount of time. It's just day to day to day. It's another day. It's another day. But when you really break it down, when you break it down, and you understand how much time you would like to spend here in existence. So go through the calculations with me. You want to spend 100 years, you're 100 years, and okay, so you want to live, we're going to do a calculation real quickly, real quickly. I know you want this, but be very quick, okay? So we've got the 100 years. Let's say, okay, I want to be 100 years old. Cool. Right now, I am 25. Hmm, great age, 25. So that means I have 75 years left. 75 years, that's a long time, right? But sure is. Let's break it down into days now. How many days do I have? 5 days in a year. Okay, so we have 27,375 days left. What does that mean? Well, what does it mean to you to have that understanding behind you where you can begin to now, maybe more so than ever before, appreciate this moment, because this is the only moment I will ever look like this again. You can purchase the AYT cream from my website. I do use it. I do have to sell it. I do have to, yeah, it is there. But how long am I going to sound like this? How long will I be able to? Let's get this out of the way. Forgive me. Much better. Much better. Okay. Good, good, good. All right. So the manifestation is all about specificity. When we're talking about this methodology, we're talking about one of the greatest doctors of psychology that perhaps ever existed. I love Carl Jung. Okay, but this is Dr. William Bankston, who really took a turn into left field, began exploring these types of out of the box style thinking, right? And developing methods like this for all to share and understand. So, Dr. William Bankston, you can look him up if you want a set of basic methodology. And we talked about getting into alpha, and that is in alpha. We're getting off topic. I apologize. That's what I do. I do that. I apologize. Okay. And the alpha phase is not on the list. Right now, we're talking about manifestation. So, Dr. William Bankston, he had this unique idea to provide this method to all of his clients, right? And so, what it is essentially is asking what it is you want. And I do this a lot. I share this with a lot of people because I'm interested in what other people want too. I want to know, what is it you want? And now, you want money? You want happiness? You want this, that, the other? Is it the material? Is it specific enough? Is it a reason that you want the money so that you can purchase a new car? Oh, so it's the new car you want, right? So get specific what it is you want, okay? And now line up five of these items, just five, okay? We're going to take five. We're going to take it slow, okay? And we are going to write it down in a notebook. So you have a notebook and a pen to write with. You have it? Good. Okay, so you're going to write down five items. One, two, three, four, five. What items do I want? Hmm. Okay, keep it to yourself. You don't need to share this with anybody. It's just for you to get. Okay, I want. Hmm. You're writing this down. You're writing this down with me, okay? The things that you want. You're being very specific. Specificity is the mantra or the MO, okay? So you're just going to have to be as specific as you possibly can. And we are going to go into not the when or the how, but the what. And think about what does it allow. If you say want something like, I want ultimate health, that's great. But now can you take ultimate health and show me what that looks like? You want to be specific and paint that picture for somebody else to be able to interpret and say, oh, that's what he means by saying ultimate health, he or she means by saying ultimate they or them. Saying ultimate health. Okay, great. And now you're going to take all five items. Okay, we've got five items. We're going to line them up. And we're going to start this visualization process. When you're visualizing your item, you're on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bam, 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 bam. You should have it all down to visualize, okay? So you've been specific, great. And now you have an item in your mind kind of tracked and focused on. You experience maybe essentially what it's like to already have it, right? You want to experience what it's like, the relief of, or whatever feeling you're getting from already having had it. Okay, so we're just going to do that for a moment, and we're going to go down the list from 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and what it would be like to already have these items in visualized form. Okay, so it's in your life now, and you're well adjusted, well suited to the interpretations. All right, so here it goes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you do that? Is that too fast? With each clap, you're going to visualize 1. Now you're going to go to 2. Look on your list if you need to. Okay? 3, 4, and 5. And we're going to go faster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And faster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Faster and 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 faster. And for 15 minutes, guys, this is an extremely rewarding process. I assure you, this is getting your vibrational frequency. You feel it. Maybe in your body, you want to check your vitals. Good. But you really want to encourage the process and feel smooth about it. You want to really envelop a way of being in existence throughout your life that lines up with this frequency. And maybe you encountered a barrier. Maybe you encountered a small, slight barrier where you couldn't go any faster. You couldn't think about it. It's not an easy task. It really isn't. When you're going from this to that to this to the other, it's not an easy task. Believe you me, it takes something. Okay? Thank you so much for your time. Really, I appreciate you doing that exercise. That's Dr. William Bankston, and that is a manifestation methodology of harpsichord. Right? I kind of twisted it and avalanched it a little bit just because I'm giving the presentation, but go check him out. If you want to learn more, there's stuff on my website. It's going to be posted up later on in the week. I'm working on a manifestation technique and process that might be interesting to you. But getting into Mondays and the individuation process, I really, really am thankful that you're here. And I hope that you've acknowledged yourself. Good. Just pat yourself on the back that you're here. And that means something. That's a very, very important thing. What does it mean to you? I don't know. I really don't. I just know that without you, I won't ever know what you know. You have brilliance to share. You have experience to offer. Valid, valid value, right? That we all share and we all have and we all neglect or forget to mention because it's not Hollywood or it's not in the mainstream. It's absolutely essential to understand this. And if we all understood it, we would be at the top of the charts. So whatever it is, you understand that there is something you know that none of us know. And the individuation process is one of the ways in getting there. The individuation process, again, Carl Jung's influence, essentially clearing a pathway for yourself to identify your true self, your truest self, your self, your only, well then, who am I? We begin with that question. Who am I? That's the question I want you to begin asking yourself. Who am I? And you might even notice that I talk in those kinds of ways where I is you. I feel great today. I really love this day. I love asking the right questions. I love finding answers to those questions. I love asking questions that encourage my exploration of them. So, these kinds of questions that you ask yourself along the way, the questions you want to start adhering to, are the questions that will lead you into a more positive or more reassuring space, space of self, space of freedom, freedom from concern and self-awareness. And we talked a lot about the three A's. We did. We talked a lot about the three A's and what to do to get there and how to go about it in a way. It's up to you. It's your choice. But the three A's, in case you missed it, are awareness, acceptance, and appreciation. We want to start in that order, okay? It's going to be awareness first because we would like to enhance our understanding of this space that we're engaged in as human beings, right? The space being the external world, and then there's this internal world. There's so much inside here. And then you hear this common phrasing like, your outside world matches your inside, and now you see your in. And so we begin interacting with an inside out way. We begin adhering to the inside, taking care of that, being good to our inside, feeling good, replenishing kindness within, being nice to ourselves, being considerate to others, of course, but being considerate of yourself first and foremost. Absolutely, hands down, you come first. Okay? No questions. You have to put the mask over your face before you can help the child. It takes a village of strong minded people to raise a child, especially in this country. There are numerous, tenfold more than when I was young, numerous distractions where everything in our environment is confusing or colliding with our sensory perceptions because we identify reality is out here, reality exists here. We identify with that fact. We no longer have any reason to check within. And because of that, we miss out on a lot of what I believe, what I think is the meat and potatoes of the entree. This is the inside where your true self exists. And as I stated earlier, if you cannot identify your true self, your true identity is lost with all those secrets you've got, all of those informational shares, the value that you can really choose, if you like, when you're comfortable, when you're ready, to share with others, okay? And that's what I'm digging. I'm always digging a good share. Thank you so much again for your time. Thank you so much for being here, and I appreciate you. I want you to know that in the individuation process, you are not alone. We're all here being individuals, participating in this individual journey. We get that, but at the same time, we share this space with others, and there's an interdependency going on. Not to be dependent, not to be self reliant, but to be interdependent, meaning you're sharing yourself, leaning against another. We all need a friend. Sometimes that's exactly what will get us through or carry us over the hump. But there's also this internal thing, okay? And that is the individual process. Can't take your friends in here, all right? Can't take your wife in here. I'm sorry, can't take your husband in here. Can't take these other people in here as much as you want to, I know. As much as you want to. There's just only so much you can do. Only so much that you alone can do. And you have this unique ability to go within through meditation. What about it? Meditation helps enhance clarity and awareness. Being aware of the aware is your mindfulness. Meditation is the practice of which you can sit by yourself comfortably, like we just did. Just sit by yourself, grab a chair. Maybe it's dark, maybe it's light. Hopefully, it's a little darker than this. But you're going to want to sit. Take a breather. Good night. Relax and inhale and exhale. Good. You want to take a nice relaxing inhale and exhale. In closing your eyes, you'll notice there are certain thoughts that come along with this. Certain thoughts that maybe you didn't want to have or you didn't expect to have. All you have to do is acknowledge them. All they want is some acknowledgement for being there. That's all. So have an intricate thought. Have an interesting thought. Have a different thought. Okay? It's not you. It's not you just because you have the thought. All right? Just because you had the thought. It is maybe out there forever into the ethers, but that's just okay because it will not continue its process of unfolding unless you think it again and again and again and again and again and again and over and over and over again. Like we just did with the Bankston method, okay? With your Bankston method, that's what we want to do to manifest or essentially attain that vibrational frequency to meet the law of attraction, where my frequency now matches the frequency of this item or this, which is what I desire, and it's gonna find me. Things work for me. Things work out in the end. It all works out in the end. It all works out in the end. Trust me, it's not that big of a deal. It all works out in the end. And you're going to have yourself this nice platform for meditating and getting into yourself and self-reflecting. You're going to have these ideas, intricate thoughts that want acknowledgement. You say, hey, nice thought. Hey, that's interesting. Hey, that's an interesting thought. Hey, that's an interesting thought. Hey, wow, interesting. And keep about your meditation. Of course, you're not speaking this out loud. You're saying this to yourself with that tiny head voice, that voice. This tiny head voice in your mind that's going off and sharing its ideas, identity. It is sharing it all with you. I think we are going to go well over our 20. Wow, I totally right. The clock, because yeah, my phone just decided to shut off. Okay, so that was our 15 minutes past. It's now 24. Thank you so much for your time and for being here, guys. I appreciate everything that you do. Keep going. It is Monday, but it is an opportunity, right? It's an opportunity that really because meditation often gets confused with visualization. So the one thing I will say is that do your best to reach the place of finality in your thinking, where your thinking thoughts no longer occur. So that means that you must have a storehouse. You must have a store, which I call like an ice cream bucket because I love ice cream, of thoughts, okay? And inside a tiny bucket of thoughts are multitude of actual thoughts, right? Just because it's a tiny bucket doesn't mean that it's endless, right? Potentially endless, but it does take time, okay? So you're scooping out those thoughts from this bucket by catching your breath. You're going to come back to your breath. Okay, one scoop. Okay, two scoops. Sometimes your thoughts are so alluring, so compelling that they'll take you places. And you'll go on for a journey and a distance and a half. And you'll wonder where the time went because you were so intently focused on this one thought. But if you could keep your eyes closed and come back to your breath, that's a giant scoop out of your bucket. That is a giant scoop out of your bucket of thought, okay? Then I want you to reach that point where there's literally no thought, okay? And then that's where the magic happens. That's where you want to really prostrate yourself, your spinal column, straight up, straight as you can. Hoisting your perineum, your perineum, how can you pronounce it? Tucking your tummy. Good. Your head down, neck back, just straight up and down. And you could even check this out. You could even look into your third eye. I did say that. But into your third eye. Your third eye is esteemed to be here. Pronounced to be here, but it's actually the pineal gland, which is more or less in the center of your brain. At any rate, the process that I've been shown was with your eyes closed. So you will nobody will be able to tell that you're like that. Nobody's going to be able to tell because your eyes are going to be closed. And breathe. And you can supercharge that channel of energy flow up your entire spine from your perineum all the way up into your brain. Think of it like reverse electricity or reverse lightning going up into the clouds. You have that idea? Good. Because that's the kind of process that I use when I meditate. And it's a channel, right? And when you do it over and over and over again, and you're thinking the same thoughts, that channel begins to expand. So go about it, have an awesome day, and I would say I taught you a lot thanks to meditation. I'd say I shared a lot of value this Monday. Please be safe, be kind, be compassionate to yourself. Check out Health Venom if you get the chance. Help is your wealth venom like a snake. Training the Trinity of mind, body, and spirit. Be well, guys. Thank you.